Hello all, I'm going to start the video today with the finished article. I've had a chance to add a couple of little things to this ephemera folder that you won't see in the tutorial, but I'll point them out, and they're really simple things to do so you can add them into your ephemera folder whenever you like. Here's the front, and you'll see me on video making the collage. Still can't find out where I got this from, but if I do, I'll pop it in the description box whenever I come across the digital kit I cut this out of. I added a flower there, and if I open this up, you will see here that I've got this lovely little package from Yvonne Preston, and I'll link below her shop and her coffee, and she's given me some lovely digital kits to play with, which are great, and I absolutely adore them. So I'm going to keep that for as long as I can before I use them, but I will end up using them in my journals. So I just pop that there like that. So we've got the front there, so I haven't really done anything to this. As you can see, I just stamped around the edges, and inside then I've got some fussy cuts, and I have added quite a lot of little pockets which I'll go through as I do a flip through. And here what I've done is I've added some butterflies, and what you can do is you can just quite easily, she says, put the tiniest bit of glue on there, and hopefully you should be able to, there we are, you can just rip them off then, and then they're easy to pull off, and then you can always just take that off or add something else there to cover the glue if it bothers you. But that's what I like to do with my butterflies. So here's a little pocket that's got some really small ephemera cuts there, and you can see my little sheep. Oh, it's so cute. So he's poking out there, so I've got my belly band there, two pockets there. Here I've added a pocket and another pocket on top of the vellum, and I've just got some of the pages shrunk down from the kit that I will turn into journaling cards. Added some more little pockets there, lots of lovely bits of ephemera. And here I've got my belly band and a pocket that you'll see me make as part of the video. More belly bands. Now I've added, I don't know if you can see, yes, you can see there, I've added an additional little pocket there, and a pocket in the middle there. And they're quite handy for the really small things, and you can still use this as a belly band. Here I've just got a double pocket and a belly band, and if I need small little spaces, more little pockets, I'll put that there. Let me just pop that in there. Okay, and additional pockets, and here is a bumper set of ephemera that I bought off Yvonne from her Ko-fi site, and I've also got inside the page, which is a large pocket, I've got lots of these as well, which I'm going to make make tags out of, so I'm really loving these. And I'm in the middle of making some clusters, and I've used her ephemera pieces like labels and things. They really inspired me to do some simple neutral clusters. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. And here I've just started making some tags from the kit. I haven't really done anything to the tags, just added some fabric there, and as I go along and do that, I'll also come on camera and show you what I've done. And here's just got a little bit of vellum there. It's been embossed. I've got some of my doodles. I don't know if I've got any more here. Have I got any more here? I did have some doodles there as well. Some more doodles, fussy cut. Lots of tickets from various kits that I've purchased in the past. These are just offcuts that I'll use as belly bands or pockets. They're really handy for pockets. Got some more tags that I just need to decorate. And what you can do with the horizontal belly bands is you can sort of add a little pocket on there, which is really easy to hold. And then we're at the back. So welcome to the video. I hope you enjoy it. It's a very quick run through of the stages to make the ephemera folder. I've done some voiceover for that section, and then I'll come back on camera and just go through the binding process. I used it's a 5-hole pamphlet stitch. So I'll show you how I did that and some of the mistakes I made along the way. That's what you're used to with Hilltop View journals. And yeah, I'll drop some pictures on the end of the video as well, so you can see some close-ups. So hope you enjoy the video and see you soon. So I've got a selection of printed pages from the Time and Seasons kit by RachandBella Crafts, and I've only printed these on one side of the page because I am going to put them back to back to create a pocket inside each page. So here you can see I'm just distressing the pages. Best to choose backgrounds that are less busier, just to better showcase your fussy cuts when you're putting them in the folder. And I'm using vellum or a sort of heavyweight tracing paper to make the pockets. I fold the page in landscape first and cut down the side, and then fold again and cut again, so you get a nice straight edge. I don't go all the way across the ephemera folder pages, so that's why I want to cut them in half, and I'm just strengthening the entry point of the pocket now with some washi tape. If you go straight across lengthwise, then you do tend to get a bit of puckering in the ephemera folder, so I have tried to avoid that. The washi tape you can add to all sides of the pockets, which would be very good if you're not going to sew them, but I find it's just enough for the folder to keep your ephemera in with just the top strengthened. I do get to use a lot of leftover washi here, which is really satisfying, but some of it does need gluing. And I'm gluing the 3 edges with Bailey Art glitter glue, but I'm also going to be sewing around the pages later in the video. So I do let this dry overnight before sewing. And as you can see, the centrefold then is left free. So I'm going to cut some of the pockets that I've made into smaller pockets and add them either to the top of the page, and I do add some on the bottom. And again, I add some washi tape in the middle to strengthen the spine and to keep the ends of the sort of the vellum on the corner, well, the vellum that's going into the middle. It keeps it nice and neat and stops it from fraying, so that's why I've added that in the middle there. And again, I'm running out of the washi tape there, so I'm just gluing it down. And here I'm making belly bands, so it's easier then just to do both sides. And you can attach the belly bands lengthways or sideways. Of course, you can put as many pages in your ephemera folder as you wish, but it does bulk it up if you've got more than about 4 sets of pages. Here I'm making pockets, smaller pockets to go over the main vellum pocket, and that's to stop it interfering with the deepness of the main pocket, so you can put tags in. And now I'm going to use an Amazon envelope for the folder base. and it's really handy to use this actually. I don't do much prep to it, I just guesstimate how much I need and put down the front cover of the ephemera folder, and then I fold around that, making sure that I've kept some spare parts to strengthen, sort of give like a double layer of the packaging. I take off as much bulk as possible so it's not too difficult to sew. And I'm using my glue stick there. Of course there's no measuring, but it's always a good idea to measure if you like to be accurate when you're making your journals. When I'm doing it for myself, I don't tend to measure, it's just a little bit more freeing. I forgot to distress around the edge of the cover there. So, and what I'm trying to do now, I did actually measure to try and get the inside cover to match where I placed the outside cover, so that'll make it easier then to sew. So I'm just distressing now. I'm just adding a little bit of stamping. And then I'm going to make vertical belly bands to go on the front, inside and back covers. And just like the pockets, I didn't keep this join together, I did cut it in half. I also added some washi tape in the middle there to strengthen it again, and carried on adding the washi tape where I'd forgotten to do it on the other pages. I find you can quite comfortably do these pages ahead of time, sitting downstairs watching TV on your lap. I do decide to do a bit of a notch in a couple of these pages and then change my mind because I felt it was going to be a hassle to sew. And now I'm making the closure for the folder cover. Again, just guesstimating how much I need. Gluing it together, but you could have left that open for a pocket. All depends on how you want to use that closure. And then I'm just going to add another one of the background pages to bring it in and make it look nice with the rest of the folder cover. I've rounded the cover, rounded the corners as well to soften the look. You could really make something beautiful here with fabric, etc. But honestly, I'm just trying to do things simply and quickly so that I've got a folder to use for my fussy cuts. You could also use eyelets and string for closures. And I'm just using a cut off piece of scrap from the packaging paper, which I'm using with the decal edge cutter, and I'm just adding that to the spine to strengthen it. Again, you could use any type of fabric or lace here, but I thought I would just use that as it was on my desk. I've stamped over it using walnut stain distress oxide. And I've slowed down the video here just to show you the first layer of sewing. So you can see that I've sewn the top because we're going to leave those sides open. And as I flip over, you can see I'd made a bit of a mistake there. So I've sewn the top and I've sewn down the middle. And I think I've used a straight running stitch there. And on that one then, because I've got the pockets in the top, I've also gone round the bottom edge of that. So where I've only got one pocket, I just sew around the top and through the middle. And where I've got double pockets, I also sew the bottom of those small pockets. I've also sewn around the cover closure, very simply, not covering anything up there. Hopefully that gives you an idea of how to put the pages together. And then I've sewn around the edge of the cover using a messy stitch, and sewn around the actual digital kit cover as well. And you can see there that you've got the belly bands going vertically. And now I'm just going to put the pages together. There's no rhyme or reason really on what I'm doing, just adding them ready to glue. I think it's actually easier for you to glue without folding first. Just make sure you check the top and bottom, obviously, because otherwise you'll have upside down folders. And I just distressed the notch there. Not that it really matters. I've nearly finished, and I'm just going to put all this together now and maybe just put a very simple collage on the front panel of the ephemera folder. So this is what will wrap round, and I haven't done anything to the back. I've just left it as it is. I just got to make sure I put it the right way round when I think, yeah, that's what I want to put the panel on. Not panel, sorry, collage. So here is what it looks like when it's all sewn. So you've got the pockets there like that, and pockets there, and slightly different on the back, but you can see where I've sewn around each page. Done the same on this one, and again on this one, but the back has got some belly bands, single page there, some more belly bands there, and then I've got the inside cover, and this is the front cover. So what I need to do is first of all get my bone folder and fold everything reasonably flat. Do the same for this. And fold each page. I'm really not too bothered about the position of each page, but I will try and alternate it as best as I can. And what I really like about making these folders is that they're really quick, and it does encourage you to get on with your fussy cutting, because there's nothing worse than having your fussy cutting hanging around in plastic sleeves, falling out, and generally just being in the way. You can of course make a lot more pages than I have done, but bearing in mind the more pages you've got, the heavier the ephemera folder becomes and a little bit more cumbersome. And as I make one of these for every kit I work on, I tend to keep them fairly small. And I just want to check that, yeah. So this is quite bigger, quite a lot bigger than the actual ephemera folder pages, and I'm happy with that, because I don't really want any of that protruding out and getting damaged. And it means that it'll also protect anything sticking out there. and I'll probably sew it. I'll see what it looks like, but I may sew it so that it's flush to the bottom, but we'll have a look now before we use our pokey awl and put the holes in. I really do need to do a 5-hole pamphlet stitch to make sure I've got plenty of stitches in there, but I've never done a 5-hole pamphlet stitch before, so it'll be a first on, well, it'll be a first for me, and even worse, a first on camera. And I'm just thinking, no, I think I probably will do it sort of central in the middle there. Yeah, I think so. I think so. All right, so what I need are some bulldog clips. So if we pop one here, one on the side here, and that's going to be a bit more difficult to pop one on. Let's see if I can try and pop it on the edge there. Okay, now in true Hilltop View journals, I am thinking of not measuring. Shock horror, and just popping the holes in. But what I got to make sure I do is get the middle of that. Okay. And I reckon the middle is about there. Oh, here we go. No, it's not. The middle is more like there. Okay, right, so there's the middle. I'll put it all the way through, and then I need to get another one on the edge there. Okay, and another one on the edge there. And hope that comes through. Yep, that's coming through okay. And then let's see if we can make these sort of similar in size. So I'll put one over there. And I'm guessing one there. Okay. Now, the ideal situation would be that I would have looked up how to do a 5-hole pamphlet stitch before coming on screen, which I didn't do because I hadn't really thought about it at the time. I was more concerned about just getting on screen to finish this ephemera folder. So I'm going to do, I'm using wax thread, and I'm going to do 3 times the length of the ephemera folder cover. That should give me plenty. And I'm thinking, if I start, I'm not really thinking, I'm just going to start. I reckon I shouldn't start in the middle because that would be too easy. Oh, so here we go. I'm going to start on the top, on the inside, come through, go into the next hole, and go in this hole, see what happens. If it doesn't work out, we'll change it. Oop. Okay. Oh. Okay, start again. Right. Go in there, and probably wise if I hold it for a minute. Go in the next one. back out this one. Okay, pull through gently, back in there. Out in the last hole. Okay. And pop it back in the second hole. Try and get through. Wiggle it around. That is most definitely a crafting term. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Back through there. Now I've got quite a blunt needle to stop stabbing myself. And so I'm going to go in the last but one hole to the top. See if I can get it through. And there we have it. And I reckon what I could do now is just tie it there and it's done. I reckon that's all right. Okay. I'm not quite sure if that's how you do a 5-hole pamphlet stitch. But I think it's going to be okay. Now, the only thing is I've got a bit of a gap. Oh, there we are. Yeah. And I'm not going to faff about with the thread here. I'm just going to tie it there. It's a bit loose, but I think overall that's okay. And let's tie it around the other way. And let's tie it again. And all I hope now is that I've got all the pages the right way round. Wouldn't be the first time that I've sewn things upside down. Okay, let's just check this now before. That's the right way. Yeah, that's the right way. Yeah, that looks okay. Yeah. So this is actually the bottom. And we'll just pop that off. There we go. Well, considering I didn't measure it, and apart from the little boo-boo in the beginning where I've got a little bit of an extra hole, which you can't really even see now, I don't think that's too bad. Okay. Give it a good squeeze so that it's pliable. It's going to get stuffed. All right, so what I got here now is a simple collage that I was just going to pop over somehow. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do this. I've got a saying from the kit, from Rachel's Time and Seasons kit, or Seasons and Times, Time and Seasons I think it is. And all I was going to do was put something like that with a little bit of lace that I've got here as well. And yes, so I'm going to do something like that. So if I cut this down, so I've got that there, and because I've got quite a lot of pink, I was going to try and use that stamp, although I would like something with a bit of blue in as well, but I haven't got anything to hand, I don't think, that is suitable. Oh, I quite like that though. Yeah, perhaps that's nicer. Okay, so we'll use that, and I do need to kind of rip this a bit. because there's too much of it. Give it a bit of a distress. So I'm thinking to do that like that, and that there, and then that like that. The world is but a canvas for our imagination. Rather apt. Okay, so I'm going to keep that there, get my glue stick, which is a bit icky right now. Just wipe it. And I'm going to pop a bit of glue there. I want this to dry really quickly. Then I am going to pop some glue on the edge here, just to secure it in place. And then I could do a tuck spot there, but I don't think I'll end up using a tuck spot, so I'm not gonna do it, but you could, of course. All right. Pop some glue on the stamp. I think I did it that way, didn't I? Oop. And I think it is finished. There we go. Very quick and simple ephemera folder. I hope you found these steps useful, and I also hope that you will like this video and comment if you've enjoyed or you found parts of it useful for your crafting. And also, if you haven't yet subscribed, please consider subscribing to Hilltop View Journals. It'll certainly help with getting my content seen out there, and I really look forward to seeing you in our next crafting session.